And we are back. Second live of the day on a Saturday. Work don't stop. Committed to taking this thing to the next level. I've been getting a lot of comments and emails and messages of people saying they really like these frequent live sessions. So, before I go out tonight in a couple of hours, we shall let the marathon continue. And on that note, I see we had our first people entering the live. You know the deal. The better your questions, the better your input, the better your topics, the better the live session. So I know at this point my American fan base is waking up. Good morning, USA. Rise and grind. What better way to start than to participate in this epic live with the Viking himself? And that's all I got, man. Intro wise, I stretched it as long as I could. I got 1 minute and 10 seconds in. So from here on out, I'm gonna need to rely on your input, your questions, and whatever you want to talk about. I have a fine Belgian beer to the left of me. It's already getting dark. I feel like January has been I feel like it's been January for 3 months. Honestly, I feel like time has never moved slower than it has in uh, in this January. But at the same time, that means more time to be productive and get after it. So let's get to it. I'm gonna go ahead and make my usual announcements as I await your questions. First one being that obviously I'm still taking on new clients. So if you're interested in that, you can email me at lorenz.reese@gmail.com as it's showing up in the chat right now. That's my name, that's my email. If you want to start working, hit me up and we can go. What's up, Hakeem Sanai? After a bunch of weird stalkers and 3 minutes of me awkwardly sitting here talking to myself, I'm really glad somebody decided to muster up the courage to type something. What's up, Seal Cat? How you doing? I am honored to meet you. The honor is all mine, my friend. The pleasure and the honor is all mine, man. What's up, Stars on Mars? I hope you succeed in your endeavors. You have indeed come a long way. Oh man, the longest way, the longest way. And we're still going. How about that? Muster up the courage to wear mustard colored clothes. It takes a rare breed to pull off mustard color. But as you can tell, clearly, I am up for the task. Seal Cat, I'm good, great. Been very productive the last couple of weeks. Really been attacking the YouTube's algorithms again with a bunch of live sessions and a lot of coaching. So, but I'm hungry. I'm hungry for more. I'm more ambitious and driven than ever. Oops, that is my Discord channel. Pop it in the back. I'm going to turn that off. And greetings from Germany. Dankeschön. Vielen Dank, meine Freund. Does studying really matter? Getting a degree and all? If you're studying, it does matter if you're trying to be a doctor or a lawyer, like something where you need very specific and technical um, you know, skills for, meaning like you can't really teach yourself how to be a doctor. But if you're doing marketing or you're trying to go into sales or even I would say business management. Honestly, I feel like it's a waste of time. Even languages, I would argue, you can totally learn by yourself. So it depends on the course, but there's definitely something. I think studying often is more important in terms of you just like having that transition between child and adult. It's funny how society just kind of gives us, it's like, 4 years for you to go do whatever you want and just have fun and have a lot of, have a lot of parties, have a lot of sex, have a lot of alcohol, drugs, and then it's time, to participate in real life. I definitely feel like for a lot of people that's kind of what studying entails. Um, if I was so I know a lot of people from the US are watching. If I was in the US, I would never go to study. I would never put myself in crazy debt just to obtain a piece of paper. No, unless again you are trying to become like a doctor or a lawyer or something that you need very specific. Like you can't watch a YouTube clip on how to be a doctor, but you can watch a YouTube clip or you can listen to a seminar on how to do sales and marketing. It's not that hard. And either you got it or you don't. Anyway, stars on Mars. My girl got very upset because of that girl who hit on me on that party last weekend, and I declined to come meet her and her friends that same night. However, I sent her 10 red roses with a card at her home. So let's hope she will calm down and change her mind. Oh man, I don't know why you're taking the hard route. Like I would have taken the conversation over sending 10 roses, man. Fuck that. But more power to you if that works. Wouldn't that be funny though? It's like I'm mad at you and I'm mad at you. We don't agree. And then here is this monetary transaction in the form of roses. Now it's okay. Okay, we're good. You know what I mean? Like it's funny how people, not like I'm not making fun of you because I know this is a thing. I know you're not doing anything extraordinary here. Like this is quite regular. It's like I'm angry at you. Here are some flowers. Ah, all is forgiven. How we can just kind of like buy our way out of these things. To be honest, my end goal is to make money. Yeah, but what do you wanna do? What do you wanna become? Because that part is really important. Seal cat. Dark places are starting to look really terrifying for me. I can't sleep well either. What is it about the dark that triggers you though? What is it that makes you feel scared? You should definitely see a psychiatrist about that because that sounds like it has obvious mental origins. I've had the conversation too. She broke up with me this Thursday, so I sent her the roses yesterday. Man, keep me posted. That's interesting. I would be completely surprised, that. Well, no, I wouldn't. But to me, it wouldn't make sense for her to take you back because you sent her some roses. Um, and also, even if she takes you back, like bear with me here, follow my train of thought. Would you really want to be with somebody that breaks up with you over something and then takes you back after some roses? If I'm in a relationship and my partner brings up breaking up, I'll be devastated. I'll be very hurt and like it'll have a huge impact on me. But you can only use that atomic bomb once. If you're talking about breaking up with me and then I later figure out that you didn't really want to break up, but you just wanted to kind of like, throw that breakup card on the table and just kind of like make me, pressure me and emotionally abuse me because that's what it is. I'm already thinking about getting out. Like I would never want to be with somebody because that's manipulating. That's like, so I feel like you're in a lose lose. Either she is actually a woman with integrity, a woman that knows what she wants, and a woman of her word, and then she shouldn't take you back because she broke up with you. So you lose. But then if she does take you back, I also wouldn't want to stay with her because it means that she can just feel like breaking up with you, like it's nothing. Which I've been in that situation before, and then once I only need to hear like the breakup bomb one time for me to like never have full trust again. Like I'm like, all right, not from now on. I'm looking at you different. PC, do you have specific morning and evening routines? Um, Morning routine is pretty unspectacular. It's just like breakfast, and it's not like I do yoga or anything like that. I usually just eat and get to the gym first thing I can. I try to work out as early as possible, always. Just check my phone, check the internet, nothing crazy. Nothing like I wish I could give you like, first I do 15 minutes yoga, then I meditate. That's not the case. Evening routines, I try to wind down. I watch The Office, for example, or Afterlife, which is a really good show. Afterlife, they just aired their third season on Netflix. Just to kind of like wind down, and I'll have my tea in the evening. I have like a special sleeping tea. I usually sleep with the lights on, and then I turned the lamp light on, and I was drifting off to sleep. The lights turned off, and I got a really bad panic attack. But how did the lights turn off? Just like by themselves? You got like a poltergeist? It sounds like you were triggered by something, and that just kind of like that has remained. Like you had a minor psychosis or something. I'm feeling really, really depressed too. Honestly, you should really like go get some professional help and go start seeing a therapist. Um, my mom turned it off, and that's what triggered you. Well, yeah, you really should like invest in getting help. There's nothing I can tell you on this life that's gonna fix what you have, because you clearly have mental issues. If you get triggered by somebody turning the light off and you having like, I understand you can be startled, but then once you realize it's your mom, it shouldn't be a thing anymore. You know what I mean? I see everything you just said. However, this is a little bit more complicated. Isn't it always? Isn't it always? How many times have you heard somebody say all these things, describing their relationship, and then they go, "Yeah, but it's not like that." And then you think they're silly until you hear yourself saying those words. I said those words. I have described the most toxic situation you can imagine, and then followed it up by the words, "Yeah, but it's not like that. She didn't mean it like that." You see what I'm saying? It's funny how we always try to like make ourselves the exception of the norm. But then when it's time for us to give advice, we're super rational. Dump him, dump her. He's an asshole. But then when we're in that position, it's like, no, but yeah, he hit me, but that sounds worse than it is. Yeah, she lied to me. She cheated, but the thing about it was, what happened was, we always do that. You know what I mean? We dated for 2 months. Relationships were fragile at the beginning. Oh, you can really look at that both ways, my man. Like, my rule of thumb is the beginning should be easy. Like, the first 5 months of the relationship, dude, you're high. It's like nature or life, if you will, just gives you like a unlimited, amount of dope. It's just like you're just like you're high off of the new sex. You're high off of the new holding hands, the new everything, man. Like if you get issues 2 months in, I wouldn't even try that hard. Like honestly, man, that's how I feel about it. Like I always tell people like it shouldn't be that much hard work in the beginning. If it really, if you're having full blown like sit downs and long ass talks like 2 months in, it sounds complicated, man. Those things usually occur once the honeymoon phase wears off and you start understanding that you're both just human beings, and you've been kind of spending the first 2 months in job interview mode. And obviously people get tired of being in job interview mode, and then it's time to like, okay, I see who you really are, and that's when you have those talks. But that shouldn't happen in the second month, man. That's my take on it. Like I don't know her or you, but that's how I feel about it, man. Like it should be easy in the beginning because it's only gonna get harder. Don't mean to sound too cynical, guys, but that's really in the relationships. Like if it's hard in the beginning, it's not gonna get easier. Sorry. talk to anyone that's been in a relationship for many years. Like the work comes later. You get to a point where it's like, okay, you know, I am past the point where I get horny every time I see you. Now it's like, what's left? Then where's Katya? I'm so sorry if it's not such a time through a question. I was so glad for you. She's not here, clearly. I don't know what else to tell you, man. We broke up in September. But I'm literally seeing her tonight. Coincidentally, we are meeting later on, but strictly as friends. Boom, boom, boom. My therapist died a few days ago. I have a hard time opening up to a new therapist. Yusuf, I'm really sorry to hear that. That's rough. What was it about your therapist that allowed you to open up in the first place? What was it about her? Funky haircut. Thank you. Nick Hagen. That's kind of rude. What did he say? It seems fake, but if there's a chance. Oh, okay, all right. Blah, 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 blah. You don't have all the details on a general level. I agree with you. I'll give you an update though. Like I said, man, that I hear myself saying the same thing. I said that a few times myself, but I'm gonna keep it again, just reiterate my point. If the girl breaks up with you, clearly there was something morally that she didn't agree with that was bad enough for her to break up. Like a conversation couldn't fix it. We're done. If you sending her 10 roses makes her reconsider, come on, man. Like, then what does that say? What does that say? I don't give a fuck about the details, man. You know what it is. But I understand, man. So go do your thing. Keep me updated. Isn't it hard to move on when you're hanging out as friends? Oh, man. Probably yes. The thing is, it's when we meet, it's really more of a friendly vibe. It's no longer like that like couple vibe, but for sure it complicates things. But right now, like the alternative is just like no longer seeing each other at all. And I think we both choose, the part where it's like it's fun, man. It's nice. We can be together and hang out, but at the same time, I'm single as hell. She's single as hell, meaning that I don't have to answer to her. She doesn't have to answer to me. Freedom is nice. Um, so it doesn't inhibit me in the sense of doing what I want with who I want. But I could like definitely, there's something to be said about it being, um, it being harder to move on. But at the same time, I don't want to get back together, and she doesn't want to get back together. So then, what does that say? I think if one of both parties would want that, I think that would be a different story. But man, we're just seeing how this goes, man. So far, it's going great. Is there a storm in Belgium too? No, 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 no. I was talking to the Viking, not you, bozo. What's going on? How you've been? I'm good. Hey, Ada, be nice, man. His personality and because he's a fellow addict. What? Oh, okay. Oh, so your therapist was a fellow addict. Well, I guess there's a saying we have in Belgium. I don't know. We say something like the uh, the poachers. People that like illegally hunt animals. They make the best like forest guards. What is that? How do you call that? Like a person that's in charge of maintaining and guarding the woods. So we say the poacher, is that a poacher? Like a person that like kills rabbits after dark illegally. It's like the criminals make the best cops, kind of. So I guess him being an addict made him a great therapist. I didn't feel much 2 months in, but maybe my feelings could have developed. It's hard to say. Well, I'm sure that we'll hear about it later, then, man. You have to get on TikTok. Why? I am open to your pitch. Sell it to me. Because I've tried and I fucking hate TikTok. I think it's everything that's wrong with humanity right now is TikTok. But go ahead, man. I'm open. I'm open to it. Hello, my friend. Good to see you again. Be well. Good to see you as well. I'm considering killing myself. Yusef, before you do that, you should consider trying to get help from somebody else. All right. So I understand you had a unique relationship with this therapist, but killing yourself is not going to solve anything. Um, I can guarantee you that there are other therapists like that person out there that could also help you. So don't be so quick to give up, man. What beer am I drinking? This is like a very standard beer that I like a lot. Mas. So a lot of Belgians will tell you that Stella Artois is like the best beer, and it's definitely one of the most popular beers here. But they've actually slightly altered their taste. So what happened is they used to have brown bottles, meaning brown glass bottles, like that one I just showed. And they, for whatever reason, they wanted a more premium look, and because of that, they switched to green glass bottles. Now, because of that, something happened with the light and the glass, and long story short, the taste is slightly different, and it's a real thing. Like me and my friends, we did like taste testings and stuff because it sounded like what, and then we like blindfolded drank it, and we were all able to say which one was the old one and which one was the new one. I don't like the new Stella. Mind you, this is like next level, extreme, obsessive, neurotic beer analyzing, and most Belgians don't taste the difference. They're like, "What are you talking about?" But I say all that to say, I prefer Mass. I like that a lot. That is actually my favorite beer. And getting deep on this topic, you some beers taste completely different in a glass and in a bottle. Like it's a very big difference whether they're on tap or they're being poured in a glass or in a bottle. It even goes with beverages like Lipton iced tea. In a can, it's really good. In a bottle, not so much. Did you do a video about the Cacho breakup? What's the name so I can look it up? Robert D, I'm very sad to disappoint you that I did not do a video about that. And I've always said since the beginning, like I just kind of announced it on live somehow. I told people, and I always said I'm not gonna make a video about that. I'm not gonna dig deeper on that because that stuff is private. First of all, I don't feel the need. Second of all, and just like it's just cheap. It's tacky. Like like I don't want to be that YouTuber. Like not all views are good views, and for sure that would be the most watched video of my whole like year, undoubtedly. We broke up would have at least like 15, 20,000 views in a week. People love that shit, but why? And I don't see the benefit of that. I don't see the point of sharing that with the world, because that's not really what my channel is about. I've always said that we are still really good friends, and it ended in a very respectful and loving manner, and that's it. Hello Viking, what's up, Wild Hunt? Does your YouTube persona attract more unhappy people than happy people? Yes, that's a great question for sure, man. Um, kill all the. Alrighty, Yusef and you, my friend, are gone. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so definitely, I get the bulk of my audience is hurt people that identify as ugly, people suffering from depression and anxiety. So I've definitely had to learn how to deal with that and like not get dragged down in that mindset or in that by that energy sometimes surrounding me. But it comes with the territory. of making a channel that centers around happiness, overcoming adversity, motivation, and dealing with setbacks like having facial defects. That's part of the job. Great question though, Surya. I appreciate that. Reggie, TikTok is more views, another new platform. Grow your business. Short attention spans like mine feed on TikTok. Get on, post daily, and in 6 months you will thank me. Dude, I already did it. I already tried it before. I don't know, man. Like, I'm not feeling it. I am a strong believer of doing what you like. I have my YouTube platform. I have my audience here. It works fine for me. Like, I don't know how I would get clients through TikTok. I don't think anyone on there has the attention span to actually go and write an email to contact me. I think people are just flicking to watch, little videos. Um, I'm not saying that is not great advice from a business point of view, but there's also the aspect of wanting to do it and feeling comfortable with it. And I really hate TikTok. Like, I really despise TikTok. Like, Facebook or Instagram is, to me, is like um the best thing ever compared to TikTok. Like, meaning I'm not a big huge fan of Instagram either, but TikTok literally gets most videos on TikTok are just like people sexualizing minors. It's like, I don't want to see 15-year-olds dance like strippers and twerk. And that's what it is. Like, a dance challenge. It's fucked up, man. It's really fucked up. It's dark as hell. And just the whole idea of just constantly like, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't. And I get it. Like, people like you have a short attention span, and that's fine. And that's what TikTok is for. But I'm also thoroughly convinced that more and more people like the non-short attention span thing, because I think that short attention span and the content that you consume with that usually results in not such positive feelings. It's damn funny. Indian government banned TikTok along with a Chinese app after the border crisis with China. Good for India. You guys are smart. Maybe Lorenz doesn't speak about his personal life anymore. Um, I do. I do about a lot of things, but it's not an all or nothing operation. It's not because I talk about 80% of my life that I also have to talk about the last 20%. I never signed a contract that stipulated that, like, I'm free to draw the line. I don't owe the audience anything. Um, and like, let's be honest. Like, why do people want to know why we broke up? Like, people just like the little nasty details. They're hoping there's something in there that'll, like, kind of be kind of dirty or shocking or hurtful. That's it, man. It's like watching a car crash when someone on the highway. Like, why do we slow down and look at a car crash when we're passing by? Not because we care about the people. We're trying to see a dead body. We're trying to see there's blood. That's what it is. And people that put that stuff out there on YouTube, these crying videos, talking about. I mean, I've talked about my depression before and all these things. That's a whole different thing. That's just not something that I feel I would feel good about. Did you invest in the crypto? Yep. I'm all in the ETH, man, playing it safe. How to deal with hopelessness. It seems like it will never get better. Oof. Ah, man. 4:34 on PM on a Saturday. You're hitting me with a hopelessness question? No, I'm joking. Katri, honestly, you need to like take it one step at a time. You can't set out to try and overcome hopelessness. You need to try and find some type of purpose in your life. Literally try to find one thing that you enjoy doing and get into that. Most people that are hopeless, they just don't have anything to do. They're bored. They have too much time in their hands and they're just sitting around, all day, like, really not doing anything they enjoy. That's why people get kids, because if you have kids, you never have time at all. So you never get to that dark space. I'm kidding, partially, but it does solve a lot of issues. I'm thoroughly convinced that if you give people too much free time, they will perish and get depressed and overthink things. That's why working and being creative is so important. Um, Denzo, that's a nice question. My mind, it's not easy being an intellectual. You did take a good question then. Good on you, Surya. How are you feeling right now? Pretty good. Pretty good. I still have some things that are in the back of my mind in terms of like I talked about on this channel so many times, like where I'm living, the place that I'm renting is not like the place itself is great. I'm just saying like the geographical location I would like to change, but I just haven't figured out where I want to move. So until I do, I'm not taking that leap. Um, I'm also just really taking this time to focus as much as I can on the business, on YouTube, on creating. I'm just really like I've definitely also turned to work and my ambition as a way to like better my situation. Like I don't want to just distract myself all the time. I've gotten really hardcore in terms of like investing in the things that matter and that I won't regret. I kind of look at it like that. It's like if I look back on this year in 3 years, you know, I could just go and watch sports at a bar right now with my friends because I have a lot of local friends here. They're like, that's just wasting time, you know? So I'm never gonna regret putting time into my YouTube channel, putting time into these live sessions, putting time into overall creating. So that's definitely how I'm trying to work my way out of this situation in which I'm not my happiest. Absolutely. And I've always been quite honest about that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I feel the best when I'm getting ahead, when I'm getting better. I've been doing a lot more podcasts as well here in Belgium in my native language to also help my brand and my network. And that these things take time. You can't expect these things to just like you can't turn that around in a month. Got to put in the work. And of course, I have some trips coming up as usual. Hey Lorenz, nice to see you. How do I deal with health anxiety? How do you deal with it? I am always super scared of some symptoms I have. I have that too. I'm not gonna lie. I can feel something and oh, it's cancer again. How do you deal with it? Try to set your mind at ease by basically just like understanding that you are not your thoughts. Like your thoughts don't have to mean some divine intuition. So I try to remove myself from those thoughts. This whole principle of watching the thinker. The book, The Power of Now, talks about that. Delia, you should definitely check into that. Look into that book. Learning to take a step back from your thoughts and like really look at your thoughts, observe them, and watch them as if you're watching a third person speak, and no longer constantly identify with the thoughts in your head. So when I get a negative thought of me feeling like I have a symptom or I have, I'm getting cancer again, I try to take a step back and ask myself, why am I thinking this? Where did it start? And why would there be any rational reason to assume that's the case? Move to Stockholm. It's hell expensive and hard to find a place to live here, though. I mean, I already lived in Stockholm, and as you know, I lived in Tiensta and in Kista. So it was already quite like on the outskirts, and Tiensta is pretty ghetto, as you know. Um, Honestly, man, like at this point, Stockholm wouldn't make sense for the like, not only because I've already done it, but also because the weather aspect. Like a big reason why I'm not really feeling that great here at all times is because I feel like the winters here are just too long. Not the winters, but it's just like the weather here. We have like amazing summers, but in winter it's just like it's gray. And Stockholm is not even gray, it's like dark and cold as hell. So not to mention like I would have to make a Swedish wage to really survive there. The winter is super tough. Exactly, man. And then the funny thing about Swedes is you guys go crazy when the weather gets better. Like when spring hits, you all go to Uppsala to get wasted, and people lose their shit because they're getting some vitamin D again. How do Belgians form a national identity like you guys speak Dutch? So what makes you different from the Netherlands? Note, I have a little idea about that part of the world. Oh, you know, dude, we're completely different from the Netherlands. It's like comparing U.S. citizens to British people. It's like, yeah, the same language, but entirely different. We're very, very like we're a lot more low key, modest, like more soft spoken, more introverted. People from Holland are much more like they're much more confident, loud, very assertive. Those are just a few like major differences. Vladdy Van Savage, nice man. Hope you're doing well. Belgium was real nice when I visited there. Regards from Melbourne, Aussie. Thank you, man. I'm really happy to hear that my country treated you well. That's dope. I gotta make my way out to Australia sometime. I gotta make that happen. Hey, beautiful hugs from Anya. Thank you so much, Anya. Thank you for the super generous donation. That means a lot. And your support and people like you keep this channel going. So thank you for that. Really appreciate it. I enjoyed Brazil. I really love the vibe and people over there. Yeah, I mean, my Brazil trip wasn't that great, but I think I went at the wrong place at the wrong time, meaning Rio for Carnival. But dude, if you know you ever think about moving there, yeah, I if I go to South America, it's not gonna be Brazil, that's for sure. But shout out to Brazil, man. Alrighty, guys, I'm gonna wrap this one up because I almost have to go. It was a blast, per usual, talking to you guys. One last time, I'm still taking on new clients. So this is my email, lorenz.reese@gmail.com. Reach out if you want to turn things around, whatever the case may be. I can help you with that. In Italy, it's spring right now. Really? What do you mean? It's January. You're not that far away, Elena. I know you're gonna. You mean like today is a good day? You mean? Sometimes my mom calls me for dinner during her lives. I just say to her that it's my online class. That's funny, man. No, you're listening to the Professor Wounded Viking. That's funny. Shout out to your mom, man. Give her my regards. All right, Surya, go have dinner, man. Guys, I'm out. Thank you for being here. I'll be back soon. Peace out.